Hey guys, welcome back to Vintage Halloween. I thought I would do a really fun series called my Ghost Chronicles, which is sort of like all my ghost experiences I've had over the years. I just want to first thank you guys for all your support during Hurricane Harvey. It was horrible. As most of you know, half my town was evacuated, over 500 homes were ruined, but I was so lucky and blessed that Toby and I are on a very high point in town, so it was all fine. But anyways, I really appreciate y'all's support. It really meant a lot to me. Okay. Moving right along, I think I've always had ghost encounters from an early age, but I think I'll start with probably my experiences this summer in Maine, because those are the weirdest, and so we can start there. So my mom and I love to go to Maine. We love Maine. I grew up in New England, so every summer we go to Maine, and this summer we decided to rent a cabin in Pemaquid, Maine, which is sort of mid-coast Maine, near Bath, near Wiscasset. And so my mom found a really cute cabin online. She actually went for a month. I went for 2 weeks. And so we were super excited about that. We actually flew into Maine. It was early June of this year, and we rented a car, and my mom was like, well, let's just drive to the cabin. Like, let's just drive. We came into Boston, and she was like, let's just drive to the cabin, like, right now. So we got in around 4. But of course, coming from, Texas, and of course she lives in Houston, it's like we're used to like street lights and a lot of lighting, a lot of visibility, and it was pitch black. Pitch black, and guys, like seriously, like it was like a Stephen King novel, because like there was this fog blowing over the road, and I guess I've never seen fog blow in the wind before like that. But it was very creepy. It was raining, it was cold. So we pull into the cabin, I think it's maybe about 10 p.m. and it's locked. Like we can't get in, and all the lights are off, and it's creepy. And so we're like, oh my God, what do we do? Like, and so we, cause the landlady is a super nice lady. She told my mom like the lights would be on, the heat would be on, cause it was probably like in the 50s. It was freezing, it's early June in Maine, so it's going to be cold. And so we just like went around the house and tried to open all the doors. You could get into the back porch that was screened in, but you couldn't get in. Like they had sliding doors that were locked. The side door was locked, everything was locked, there were no spare keys, and so we were like, oh my God. And my mom had her dog, and she was trying to call the landlady, but like the calls wouldn't go through. It was crazy. So you can hear Toby walking. So in my head, I was like, if there are any like spirits here, would you open the door? Because we're really tired, we want to get in. I mean, it doesn't hurt. I've always had encounters like that my whole life, so I'm like, I don't feel anything weird right now, but cover all your bases, So me and my mom ran around the house. We tried every door. There were probably 1, 2, 3, 4 doors. We tried every door like 6 times. And finally we're just like, well, let's just go on the back porch. We know we can get into the back porch. It's raining. We don't want to sit in the car. So we'll just go chill on the back porch until we can figure out a plan. And so we went on the back porch, brought the dog, my mom's dog Astro, brought some of our luggage onto the back porch that was screened in. And then I opened the door, because the door had been unlocked from the inside. No, like I'm serious, like not a joke. The sliding glass doors were unlocked from the inside, and they were locked the 6 times we tried to open it. And so we both looked at each other like, okay, cool. I guess like the latch came undone, or because sometimes sliders can come unlatched. I don't know. But anyways, so that was the first sort of weird experience. We didn't really think too much about it, probably because we're just like tired and it's cold, and we thought, oh, the door probably just opened, no big deal. So anyway, so we go in, and it's clear like there's an old section to the house, which is sort of like the living room area and the first floor bedroom. And they sort of had this sort of, old wordy like camp feeling, like it was like a hunting cabin or like some sort of old type thing. And then the kitchen and the upstairs area was definitely an add-on. You could tell it was an add-on. And so the living room always had a creepy vibe to me. I did not want to be there. I didn't like to like sit there. I didn't watch TV there. It was just sort of creepy. And then the bottom downstairs bedroom was creepy too. And so I was like, ew, I don't really want to do this. I think Toby just licked my foot. What a goosey. Did you lick my foot? Oh my goodness. He did. He licked my foot. Okay. So anyways, back to the story. So, he's staring at me. Anyway, so we got in the first night, and the first day was really fun. Like we went around Maine, I got to see everything. The lighting's sort of weird. Okay, and the next day I woke up sick as a dog. Like sick as a dog. Like not even kidding. Like I had like the worst cold. I haven't had a cold in like 10 years, and I got super sick. So I was in bed for like 4 days, but it was cold and freezing, and so like we couldn't have done anything anyway, and so it was fine. Like I was just, I watched Netflix in my bed and things like that. So the next weird experience, this is when I was recovering. It was probably, I was sick on like Sunday, and it was maybe like Wednesday. And so like the upstairs bathroom broke, it had like water overflowing from the tank, guys, not the bowl, the tank. It was weird. So we had like a guy coming to do that, but anyway, it was out of service. So I had to go downstairs to go to the restroom. So it was 3 in the morning. My mom was asleep with Astro in her room, and then I was in the little guest room upstairs. And so I came down the stairs to use the restroom, and as I'm coming down the stairs, I hear 2 women talking in the kitchen. Like, not even kidding. They're having a conversation. It was like blah 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 blah. And like I could hear 2 distinct voices and like 2 distinct like speaking patterns. Like 2 women were talking, and it was so weird. And I was like, what the hell? So I stopped to listen, and they stopped talking. Like, not even kidding. And I was like, okay. I've never heard anything in my life. I mostly sense things. I'm mostly sensitive, so I sense energies, vibes, things like that. I've never heard anything in my life. So I'm like, this is bizarre. And it was 3 in the morning. There was no one outside talking. At 3 in the morning, there was no one around. My mom was asleep. And I was like, oh my God. So anyway, so they stopped talking when I stopped to listen. And I was just like, whatever, I'm going to the restroom. Because, I mean, I've dealt with this my whole life. It doesn't scare me that much. But it was really weird because I never heard things like that before. So I was like, okay, that was weird. So anyways, we didn't really experience anything more. Upstairs had a good vibe. So like when you're upstairs, it was no big deal. And then my mom's friend Pat came to visit for the second week, and I was like all better and everything like that. And she came the second week, and she's a sensitive, and she was like, there was someone standing outside my door all night. Like I could sense there was a man standing outside my door, and I was like, oh, that's freaky. My mom's not really sensitive, so she was like, okay, ew, that's creepy. But I was like, oh, it is haunted then. So that was creepy. And then my last night there, I think about the last like couple nights, I felt something in my room. And then the last night I was there, I felt someone by my bed, and I felt someone go like this on my face. It was like sort of a cobwebby feeling. The window was open. It could have been the window, but I felt a presence, and I was like, get the hell out of my room. It was really creepy and unsettling. And I was like, I'm ready to get out of here. Because I've been there for 2 weeks. I did a lot of artwork, but I was ready to get out of there fast. So anyway, so I left, and I asked my mom, so I'm like, did anything else happen while I was gone? And she said that she went to the grocery store and came back, and there was music playing in the cabin, like loud music, and there was no radio, the TV was off, and she like stopped to listen, and it turned off. So it's like the same thing with the ladies that I heard, like once she stopped to listen, it turned off. So that was so weird. But yeah, that's the only thing she really experienced. She had a lot of other guests come in the month that she was there, but it was just really, really creepy. Like, I don't know if it's residual. It sort of makes sense if you're just hearing music or talking, it could be residual, but then like feeling some like a presence there, it could be like a combination. But anyways, that is my creepy story for this Thursday. It's my first in my Ghost Chronicles here on a Vintage Halloween. I'd love to hear y'all's comments below. You can message me on Instagram as well. I'd love to hear your experiences. And yeah, thanks for stopping by.